Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video and tutorial. I hope you're doing great. Today I'm back with another fun tutorial, which is a block pattern. It's the hexagon granny stripes. So this pattern is one of the projects I wanted to do for a long time, and it was a bit difficult for me to figure out how to make it, and now it's here and it's ready to be shared with you guys. So before I go into the tutorial, one thing I need to explain: all the sides of the hexagon need to be equal. Like, for example, if this is 10 centimeters, this should be 10 centimeters, this side 10, this and this, each should be 10 centimeters. So also, when you have one, let's say for example you have 4 clusters here, in the last row of the decrease you should have 4 spaces, 1 2 3 4, not clusters, only 4 spaces, because the decrease we have spaces instead of clusters. And what else? That's it, I think. Yeah, that's it. And we'll go into the tutorial. So I'm using medium worsted yarn and 5.5mm crochet hook. For this pattern you need to crochet a multiple of 3. So I'm gonna make 18. I'm gonna start with a slip stitch and I'm gonna chain 18. So I've got 18 chains. What I'm gonna do in the third chain from the hook, 1 2 3, I'm gonna make 3 double crochet. So I've got the chain here, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet. Later we will be working one cluster over here, which is 3 double crochet. So I'm gonna skip 2 and 3 double crochet in the next chain. I'm gonna skip 2 and again 3 double crochet. And skip 2, and in the last chain is 4 double crochet. So 3 double crochet, which are the cluster, and 1 double crochet which will create the space for the next cluster. So 3 and add 1 more. So if you follow my granny squares and stripes tutorial, you know I don't like to chain 1 before every cluster, because it makes the gap too wide and too big, and I don't like how it looks. So I work straight onto the natural spaces created between the clusters. So the next step, chain 3. And then I'm gonna make a cluster between the previous double crochet and the previous cluster. 3 double crochet, and cluster in every space. And the space between the first cluster and the chain 3, again we're gonna make 4 double crochet. So 4. Okay, so this is how it will look with row 2. It gets larger like this. Okay, so now for the first half of the hexagon, it should measure the same as this 18 chains. So basically you have to have 18 chains here, or easier, I have 6 clusters here, so I should have around 7 clusters for the first half, and then we'll start increasing. I will just finish all the rows and then show you what to do to shape the hexagon. So I'm gonna chain 3 for the next row, and I'll turn here as well. Like we said, 3 clusters, 1 cluster, in every space 1 cluster. So here I have done 8 rows of granny stripes to make the hexagon white. And one thing you need to remember, so this side should be, like I said, the same measures the same as this side, and as the other side. So for example, in this pattern I have 14 centimeters for this. Okay, I should also have 14 centimeters here, and the same here as well. So in this pattern with chain 18, I did 8 rows of expansion, and now we're gonna see how to close the pattern to form the hexagon. Again, the closure should be 8 rows of decrease as well. And to know how to make the last row, like here we have 6 clusters. Here we have 6 clusters in the beginning. In the last row of the hexagon, I should have 6 spaces instead of clusters. So the clusters will be 5 only, and the spaces will be 6, the opposite of this. So we'll see now how to decrease to form the hexagon. So basically, for any size hexagon, like I said, you chain a number of 3, and when you have, let's say, the number of the first row, you add 2 rows more to form the first half of the hexagon. Like for example, I have 6 clusters here. So 6 plus 2 is 8. So 8 rows of the hexagon. I hope this helps and it's clear. So for the decrease, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna chain 3, and this will go for each and every row. And I'm gonna make a cluster in the first space, which is over here. So 3 double crochet. I'm gonna make clusters in every space. 1 cluster in every space. Don't forget to look at the written pattern to help you with the video if needed. Last cluster here. And here in the between the cluster and the chain 3, I'm gonna make 1 double crochet only. Okay, so this is the first row for the decrease. The next row, oops, I'm gonna chain 3, and again I've got 1 space here. I'm not gonna work in that space, I'm gonna work in this space. 3 double crochet or cluster. That's what I'm gonna do for each and every row. And at the end of the row, I'm gonna make 1 double crochet only for total of 8 rows. And here in this space I'm gonna make 1 double crochet at the end of this row. Again, chain 3 and onto the next cluster. And here is the end of the last row, which is row 16, and we fasten off. So like I said, we have 6 spaces here, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and we have 1 2 3 4 5 clusters, the opposite of the first row. And this is the hexagon complete, very easy to make and of any size you want. So as we said, all the sides, they have the same measurements, and the number of rows initially, you add 2 more rows to the number of the first row clusters, and the same thing at the end. I hope the tutorial is easy. The pattern will be linked in the description box. If you have any questions or queries, do not hesitate to leave it in the comment section. Until next time, take care, bye bye.